Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Ancient Fairy Dragon Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post Battles of Legends Monster Mayhem. We got some new Fairy Tale support in the Battles of Legends booster set that definitely do help with the overall playstyle of the Ancient Fairy Dragon deck, which focuses on being able to make use of field spells in the deck, along with the different beast monsters that we run from the Ancient Fairy Dragon lineup we received in the Alliance Insight booster set, to then use alongside some of the new monsters that we got from the latest booster set as well. So very happy with this additional support to make the deck more playable. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters. For our 3 of count of the Ancient Fairy Dragon monsters, we're running 3 copies of Regulus the Fairy Beast. If it's normal or special summon, you can add 1 spell or trap that mentions Ancient Fairy Dragon from your deck to your hand. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower light monster, beast, plant, or fairy from your hand and defense. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 field spell in your graveyard, place it on the bottom of the deck, then draw 1 card. You can only use each effect of Regulus the Fairy Beast once per turn, but not only does Regulus help to set up more or less our other monsters in the deck, including the Fairy Tale monsters that we run additionally on top of the Ancient Fairy Dragon monsters. It also helps to recycle our field spells, whether it be our World of Spirits or our new field spell that we run in the deck, being Fairy Tale Prologue Journey's Dawn, to give us some more draw power on top of everything else. We're also running 3 copies of the brand new monster, being Yugioh Noble Knight of the Forest. If this card's normal or special summon, you can add 1 Fairy Tale Prologue Journey's Dawn from your deck to your hand, or if Fairy Tale's Prologue Journey's Dawn is in your field or graveyard, you can draw 1 card instead. You can only use each of the effects of Yugioh Noble Knight of the Forest once per turn, and while a card is in the field zone, your opponent's monsters cannot target monster for attack, except this one. And when this card is destroyed by battle, you can make the monster that destroyed it lose 500 attack. So it's search power for our other field spell in the deck. And once again, being able to be summoned off of cards like our Regulus to then give us that additional search and setup thanks to this card as well. Being another level 4 beast monster also does well with our other monsters in the deck, which we're running 2 copies of Spore the Fairy Seed. If it's special summon, you can count the number of monsters you control and have this card gain up to that many levels. If you control Ancient Fairy Dragon or a light monster, beast, plant, or fairy, and this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for synchro monsters. So, once again, as mentioned before, set up with the new engine we run, and then level adjustment to then be able to use our Spore to be able to go in to the different Ancient Fairy Dragon monsters that we run in the deck on top of everything else. We're also running 2 copies of Kuribon, the Fairy Spirit. If you control Ancient Fairy Dragon or a light monster, beast, plant, or fairy, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, it's treated as a tuner. If another card you control that is Ancient Fairy Dragon or a monster that mentions it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you return this card you control the hand. Instead, you can use the effect of Kuribon, the Fairy Spirit, once per turn. It's that added protection effect that the original Kuribon had as just an updated version, being able to return Kuribon and then give you that added special summon again to treat it as a tuner if need be, and then being able to have this card act as that defense for our other monsters on the field. And we're also running 2 copies of Bat the Forest Ninja, one of the other new cards from the Fairy Tale lineup. If a face-up card's in the field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Bat the Forest Ninja once per turn this way. And if this card is normal or special summon and Fairy Tale Prologue Journey's Dawn's in your field or graveyard, you can add 1 light beast monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Bat the Forest Ninja once per turn. So not only does it not limit us to what we can search out, because we can add our Yugioh the Noble Knight as it was intended, we can also add Regulus off of this card. So if we just have the face-up card in the field zone, we can special summon this card, then normal summon out our Regulus, and then have the level 7 synchro play, thanks to this card also being a level 3 tuner. And another engine that I am trying out in the deck, just with the newly released Monster Mayhem, 3 copies of Primate Dragon Ether Barrel, being another dragon engine. It allows us to make use of other beast monsters in the deck, including the Great Bill, and then the additional tuner option, which I'm running, which is Flamebell Guard, for the added normal summon search to then add our Primate Lordly Load off of our Ether Barrel, and then use those additional monsters for that summon as well. If you don't have Great Bill or Flamebell Guard, you can always mix and match some other cards. I've seen some people run Key Mace for the level 1. Just remember, I prefer the tuner option to adjust for those cards. But if you didn't want to, you can always run Key Mace for the fairy spot, and then Great Bill for the beast monster spot, with the rest of the main deck monsters being the 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, just running a small hand trap lineup on top of the other monsters in the main deck. For the spells, 3 copies of World of Spirits. When it's activated, you can add 1 monster that mentions Ancient Fairy Dragon from your deck to your hand. You can only activate the following effects while you control a level 7 or higher Light Dragon Synchro. Each time a monster is special summoned in attack position, changes to defense. And once per turn during the end phase, destroy all attack position monsters on either player's field. You can only activate 1 World of Spirits per turn, but this is meant to be the added protection that your Ancient Fairy Dragon will provide to your monsters while being in defense. And our other field spell we run being our Fairy Tale Prologue, Journey's Dawn, which is another great field spell because it works well with our Wonko and Forest Bat Ninja. Any battle damage a player takes is halved. If you control a light beast monster or a level 7 or 8 dragon synchro monster, you can draw 1 card. You can use this effect of Fairy Tale's Prologue, Journey's Dawn once per turn, and during your standby phase, you can send this card from the field zone to the graveyard to place 1 field spell from your hand or deck face up in your field spell, except for Fairy Tale's Prologue, Journey's Dawn. So just being able to use this card to then set up our World of Spirits and then make use of the effect, because cards like our Bat the Forest Ninja and Wonko the Noble Knight just have to have this card in the graveyard for the added effects. It's just good for that draw, search, and setup power to then set up World of Spirits all the easier. And then the 3 copies of Primite Lordly Load for the search of our normal monsters, along with the 1 Primite Drill Beam to add as an additional set and setup to have more of an offensive, spell lineup to use against our opponent for more of a banish with our normal monsters as well. The 1 Foolish Burial to set up Spore in the graveyard all the faster. Call by the Grave, along with the 1 Crossout Designator and the 1 Terraforming to search out our field spells, which then can in turn search out even more field spells for us to use. And then for the traps, the 1 copy of Eternal Sunshine. Monsters you control gain 500 defense for each Ancient Fairy Dragon and monsters that mentions it that you control. And once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. Its attack and defense become halved. Also, its effects are negated. You can only use this effect of Eternal Sunshine a number of times per turn, up to the number of Ancient Fairy Dragon monsters that mentioned it that you control. So added protection by weakening our opponent's monsters thanks to having Ancient Fairy Dragon on the field, thanks to this card. The 2 copies of Metaverse is just an added field spell search, being able to either take the field spell from our deck and either activate it or add it to our hand. And then lastly, the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, the last spot for our small hand trap engine that we run in the deck on top of the Ash Blossom and Joy Springs that we run as well. And then for the extra deck, we're running the 2 copies of Ancient Fairy Life Dragon, our big go-to boss monster. If it's synchro summon, you can draw 1 card, or if World of Spirits is on the field, add 1 light monster, beast, plant, or fairy, or 1 Eternal Sunshine from your deck to your hand. So being able to add the light beast option gives us the search for Forest Bat or Wonko as well. So once again, they're not limited for those searches. That's why I really like the Fairy Tale engine in this build. And then the added defense power of being able to attack with Ancient Fairy Life Dragon while in defense. The 1 original Ancient Fairy Dragon, along with the 1 Ancient Pixie Dragon, making all the more use of our field spells thanks to these cards as well. The 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, the 1 Samsara Dragon of Rebirth, the 1 Leo Keeper of the Sacred Tree, and the 1 Star Eater for some of our other synchros, along with the 1 Psyframe Lord Omega, the 1 Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon, and the 1 Crimson Dragon, with our Link monsters being the 1 IP Masquerena, the 1 SP Little Knight, the 1 Relinquished Anima, and then the 1 Nightmare Unicorn to finish off the extra deck. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, I've talked so much throughout this video about how much I love Wonko and Bat the Forest Ninja, just for all of the plays that they can provide. Just by summoning out your Wonko, the Noble Knight of the Forest, being able to then use this card to search out our Fairy Tale Prologue, activating this card as well. And then we can get the draw power with this card, or during the standby phase, send this card from the field zone to the graveyard to place the field spell face up as well. So we can go for this added play for our resources. And then if we have Bat the Forest Ninja as an added special summon onto the field, having this be our tuner can also help to then go into our synchro monster, being our Ancient Fairy Dragon, which before we even did anything else, we use the Fairy Tail engine to provide this monster, and then we can use our Ancient Fairy Dragon to give us that additional summon of our other tuner monster from our hand to then be able to use those monsters to go into our bigger Ancient Fairy Life Dragon, and then being able to use Fairy Tail's Prologue for the added setup for our World of Spirits during the next standby phase. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Just a quick update, because I have made a recent update to this deck since the Alliance Insight with the new support. So just wanted to do another update with the added support from the Monster Mayhem booster set on top of everything else. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.